Shanti. Good evening, everyone. How is everyone doing? Were you a little frustrated with the traffic? You all okay? Did you get here okay after having the US Open going on? Yeah, that's wonderful. So, if you're sitting seriously, just look around, see who is sitting beside you, smile at them, say Om Shanti. So you all understand what is Om Shanti, right? And those who don't understand, yes, they like, no, you don't understand Om Shanti. Om Shanti is a greeting of peace, which means I am peace. So this evening, once again, welcome to this community event. It's wonderful to have you all. And the theme for the evening is navigating uncertainty with a spiritual GPS. And this event is hosted by the Brahma Kumaris Meditation Center in Queens. I am Madhvi, and I am your host for this evening. So I am not sure if you know that Brahma Kumaris in Queens have been serving the community for 42 years now. But that is 1982, right? How many of you know the center has been existing? Okay, some of you. Great. We know. Okay. That's wonderful. So to know more about Brahma Kumaris, let's watch a short video. Thank you.
Welcome to the Brahma Kumaris, where a new world is opened up for you. From humble beginnings in India in 1936 to a global organization with over 8,000 centers in 110 countries and 1 million students worldwide. Through their tireless commitment, passionate heart, and determined spirit, the Brahma Kumaris arrived in America in 1974 and have since grown to 35 main centers throughout America. There are also 2 residential retreat centers, Peace Village, located in upstate New York, and Anubhuti, located in Nevada, California.
I want to just share a little bit about how the centers of Raj Yoga meditation began in the United States. Actually, I was in Caribbean islands and I got an invitation from New York that we want to start something about meditation. And it was in 1978 I came here and we rented a very small apartment in Astoria. And from there, I found that a lot of people have interest. I realized that there is so much being there. From there onwards, then centers started in many other states.
Our centers are safe spaces where you can explore the power of your inner world.
The classes are conducted in many, many homes, many cities, all over across the United States. A lot of people, they learn meditation, they use it, that meditation in their workplace, in their family. And also I find that children, young adults, because they are so much into like what really is the life about.
The Brahma Kumaris are dedicated to personal and global transformation through the study and spiritual practice of Raj Yoga meditation. And at the heart of our teaching is the belief that the pathway to peace and happiness is to remember our original nature as spiritual beings, connected to the one source. In 1981, the organization received recognition as an international non-governmental organization affiliated with the United Nations and accredited with general consultative status with the Economic and Social Council. From organizing large-scale global initiatives to local community programs, the Brahma Kumaris has a tradition of service in every field that fosters spiritual growth, among individuals from all backgrounds, cultures, and walks of life.
I hold on to this vision, the world of love, world of peace and harmony, world which is free from conflict and sorrow, where we can live as brothers, one family, children of common parents, one supreme divine power.
This is your invitation to awaken and join us in creating a world of love, peace, and kindness. Om Shanti.
So tonight, we have the privilege to hear from Sister Asha from India. Are you all looking forward to it? So I must say that Sister Asha is a very powerful spiritual leader, and I have learned a lot, which I'll share in a moment. Yes, also we will be listening from her deep, vast experiences and insights. And also we have our two beautiful friends, Trinell Gabe and Dr. Neeta Jain. Thank you so much for taking time and coming and accepting our invitation. And to add more flavor to this event, we have Priya Roy, our beautiful singer of this event, and she will be lifting us all up with her inspirational and melodious singing. Yes, Priya, thank you so much for coming and taking time for us. And so, before I introduce our guest speakers, I have a question for you. Do you all know what GPS stands for? Yes, yes. Yes, who knows what GPS stands for?
Guide us to the right direction.
Direction. It is actually called, exactly, yes, it's called Global Positioning System, right? Now, I want to ask you very quickly, let me see who is going to do this. Create a spiritual abbreviation for GPS. Very quickly, let's see who will come up with.
God positioning system.
God Positioning System, that's wonderful. Yes, Dr. Jane.
It is God path of spirituality.
God path of spirituality, that's wonderful. Thank you. Who else? Yes, Julie.
Guiding people spiritually.
Guiding people spiritually, that's wonderful. Nice. You know, we used to say that it's God protecting sisters.
Yes.
GPS.
That's right.
You know, living in peace. So God protecting sisters. Anyway, so thank you for those beautiful abbreviations that you created right away. So without further delay, let me introduce our wonderful guest speakers we have tonight. I would request Trinell Gabe and Dr. Jane, please come and take your seats on the stage. Our guest speakers. So let me introduce them. Trinell Gabe is a Trinell Gabe is a dedicated yoga teacher and advocate for gun safety. After losing her husband, Carrie Gabe, to gun violence, she turned to yoga and mindfulness for healing. As a founder of the Carrie Gabe Foundation, she uses her personal experience to drive change and promote common sense gun laws. Trinell is a certified yoga teacher and has completed training in mindfulness, pranayama, Ayurveda, and Reiki. Trinell's work exemplifies a profound dedication to personal and collective healing, advocating for meaningful change while fostering for a compassionate and mindful approach to life's challenges. Trinell, it's wonderful to have you. Thank you for being with us. Dr. Neeta Jain is a Democratic district leader, an accomplished educator, and community leader. With over 25 years of experience, Dr. Jain is a visionary force in both academic and community spheres. She has received numerous awards and honors from various community and political organizations for her work promoting peace, education, and social justice. She is a doctorate in physiology, psychology, psychology, as president, CEO, and founder of the International Ahimsa Foundation. She promotes nonviolence and peace by conducting workshops for children at local schools. Through her leadership of various organizations, she has made a significant impact in the community. When I was reading Dr. Jane's bio and various things she has done on the web, she wears lots of hats and she's everywhere. She is in the political field, she is in philosophy, with the Jain temple, with India Home, with Hindu temple, right? Lots of things. I don't know how you're going to do. How do you do all of that? You can actually share with us. But yes, so tonight we would like to hear from you your journeys of navigating these facilities and how did you make it all the way through. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Lucky, for such a beautiful introduction. I'm humbled and honored to be able to share the uncertainties of life. Om Shanti. We are very blessed today, extra blessed. We are blessed every day because we get in the morning and we go home and sleep again with our families. But today we are extra blessed because we have a blessing of Sister ASHA, a divine soul, who is here with us today in this hall. So my big, warm, respectful namaskar and vandami to Sister ASHA, and a very good evening to all the divine souls who are sitting here. Are you all feeling peaceful in this hall? Yes. Perfect. I'm feeling that. I'm definitely feeling that. It is very nice to see all of you. And as you see this video just now, we all saw that. Brahma Kumari started in 1937, something, correct? 750, sorry. It started with the interest of spirituality. But today, in the world we are living, it became a necessity. It became a need. Spirituality became a need for everyone to lead and to live a peaceful, harmonious, and loving life with each other. How many of you are agree with me? Perfect. Thank you so much. Yes. So I would like to share a story. It will be 9 years on September 15th that I lost my late husband, Carrie Debate, to gun violence. My husband, Carrie, was assistant counsel to Governor Cuomo. And he grew up in poverty, in rancher housing in the Bronx. What was so amazing about Carrie is he was a visionary of hope
and of sustainability, and how to be able to walk this life with compassion and kindness. He graduated cum laude from Harvard University. He was the first Black president of the undergraduate council, and then proceeded to get his law degree from Harvard Law School. What is ironic is my husband drafted legislation on the SAFE Act that set precedent as one of the toughest gun laws in New York, and yet his bright light was extinguished by this. My late husband left our home to partake in a street festival called Troubadour, which is an annual celebration that happens on Labor Day weekend. Labor Day weekend is actually this weekend. So it's a very hard, emotional, tough time that's coming. That unfortunately I have to deal with, as well as my loved ones, family, and friends who know Harry shared the energy and the exuberance of such a brilliant life, where his life was extinguished too early. So you can't imagine being 37 years young and having to bury your spouse. How many people have fell in love in this room as you can just raise your hands? Not too many. I'm hoping that you will all be able to find a love language that I had. It was short, sweet, and beautiful, and it taught me so much. I come from a place, a background of yoga, mindfulness. I practiced Tai Chi for 8 years, practiced Kung Fu for 5. I've been able to travel. I've learned, traveled in Thailand, practicing House of Dharma, Buddhist meditation. And I came back to the States to be able to teach yoga and mindful meditation, because I know it was one of the tools in my toolkit that helped me get through the darkness. All too often, we always want to live in exuberant light. But what happens when a tragedy happens so quickly that your body doesn't have time to process? And you immediately dissolve in darkness. And yet every day we're trying to keep abreast of all of the moving parts. So when my husband left our home on September 7th in 2015 to partake in the street festival, celebrating camaraderie, heritage, the jubilance of music, food. His background is Jamaican descent, my background is Trinidad. 2 gang rivals was having a shootout, and unfortunately he was an innocent bystander that was caught between 2 gang rivals having this horrific event, and a bullet caught him in the head. When I got the phone call, you can't imagine to explain I was, but the phone call was your husband's dead. Within 4 minutes later, I received another phone call saying your husband is alive, get to the hospital. I fainted. I woke up hysterically crying. I was shaking. I didn't know what to do. There were so many emotions that was going on. The one thing I did do was call a cab. And when I went downstairs in the cab, the driver said, ma'am, we can't get you to the hospital because of the parade and the celebration that was happening in the street. So I shared with him what happened, and I said, by any means necessary, I need you to get to the hospital. My husband's fighting for his life. What would normally take 15 minutes to get to the hospital took 45 minutes. You can't imagine the feelings and the emotions that I was dealing with in the car just to get there. It was constantly meltdowns, that's what I would call it. And then it was praying to God, Lord God, please let me live. I need him healthy, I need him strong. At least allow me to get to the hospital so I can be able to say goodbye. But no, not goodbye, I need to live. I know. When I got to the hospital, I saw my husband laying on the bed. It was another breakdown. I sobbed and cried. And I was just saying to God, why? Why is this happening? Why is this happening? What's happening? I immediately went to the doctors and said, my husband works for Governor Cuomo. I don't have my phone on me, but I need his phone, and I need to call the government. As a matter of fact, my husband's best friend at the time was Attorney General. I need to call that person, and I need the best doctors in here to make sure that my husband lives and he survives. And they said, ma'am, we're on it. It took 9 days for my husband fighting for his life, where I had to make the darkest, hardest decision alongside my family and friends, and that was to take him off of life support because he was pronounced brain. All of the next steps of going dress shopping to bury my husband, planning a funeral, making sure he was sent home in a beautiful way. The hardest path that I had to walk. But what I realized is, I remember when the doctor did the first surgery on his husband, he said, we don't know how your husband is still alive. He was supposed to be pronounced dead, but he's alive for a reason. And I remember the 9 days in the hospital, always talking to him and sharing with him, Lovey, this morning the doctor said that you can see. This morning the doctor said you are paralyzed from the right side. This morning the doctor said you are paralyzed from the right side. Babe, the doctor said that your gag reflex is gone, which means you can't eat and digest food anymore. When people said he can't hear you, I said, yes, he can. And I'm going to share with him every day how much I love him, how much people are here and out, rooting for him to live. And when I had to have a conversation with him, like, this was acceptance in my eyes now, and I was like, I'm not going to make it. But I do want to share with you that the one thing I'm going to try to do is create a dream that we wanted to have together, and that was start a family. So day 3 of my husband fighting for his life in the hospital, I asked the doctors if there was any way that I could treat his sperm. And they said, we don't know what we're on. The following morning, we went through surgery and we were able to. 2 years later, after my husband passed away, I did an mature fertilization, prayed for a healthy, happy baby boy, because my husband would have been the last of the baby, and our happy, healthy baby boy is now 6, and he's named after his father. So even through uncertainty, there is always hope, and there is always light, and there is something much bigger than us guiding us through this life. The one thing that we all have in common is death. So the purpose of this life is to live. And how do you live? You live how you want to be treated. You always show with kindness, with a smile, knowing that everyone has a story, something they have dealt with, some hardship. It's a different story, but yet it's the same. Thank you.
Nothing, sorry, and thank you at the same time. And a salute to your courage, what you did to have his last thing in your life, your boy, your son. How many of you can think of that kind of thing in that kind of situation? How many? Any? I don't think so. No one, right? So please give a big round of applause.
There was one thing wrong with
Very touchy story. We all go through different phases in our life. And as Sister Raji was telling about my organization, International Alexa Foundation, that foundation base is actually kind of similar. And how we started that, I belong to a Jain family. I'm born and brought up with the Jain principles and the way of living life through Jain principles. And Jainism, not people think that it's a religion, but I say that it's a way of living. And Jain principles are very simple and direct. Anyone who follows those principles, we call them Jain. Mahatma Gandhi in 1893, he gave an interview to a local newspaper in Maharashtra. And he was a big follower of Jainism. And Jainism, what is Jainism? Jainism is pure ahimsa. Ahimsa paramo dharma means non-violence is a supreme religion. That's what he believed, that's what he lived, and that's what he fought for. And he said that whoever has compassion to other living beings or other living creatures, I consider them Jains. That's what his philosophy. So here in America, in 2011, there's a very first case of bullying, extreme bullying, happened in New Jersey, where a little girl of 12 years old who committed suicide, result of bullying in school. Believing in this non-violence act, your thought, your actions, your words, and everything. Because violence doesn't come only in one way. Violence doesn't mean only that when you kill someone. No, not with the action. You can kill, it starts actually from your mindset. The minute, the second you think of hurting someone, the violence starts. You don't have to say. Then it comes to the next step, when you say something harsh and say something which really hurt other people. So it's from your mind to your word and then to your actions. And that's where a couple of people were sitting, as Mr. Madhvi mentioned also, India Home. So India Home founder and CEO now, Dr. Vasudha Kalaspuri, actually me and her, we both were sitting and talking about India Home. And then we got this news and she said, Dr. Jain, why don't you start something? You always talk about these principles and this way of living for these children, how to teach these children, how to live the life with peace and harmony, love and respect for everybody else. That's where this organization was born. And we said, okay, so our main mission is to teach our new generation, our kids, because we are all adults here. We have our own strong personalities, right? We will listen to Sister ASHA, we will listen to Sister Madhvi, we will listen to Sister Savita, but not necessarily whatever they say that will affect us 100%. Why? Because we have our own firm beliefs at this point. So as a psychologist also, so that came very handy for me to bring a psychological point of view to this organization. And as I said, that this is not based on religion, this is based on philosophy. And we started creating a curriculum, which we did very successfully. We created a curriculum from kindergarten to 12th grade to the schools. And we started our first activity actually in United Nations school. And that's where we taught children what we taught, and we are still doing it. How to live with each other with respect, mutual respect. That is very important. If you don't have mutual respect, I will not care what she is saying, right? You will not care for me, what I'm saying, right? But we all have to have mutual respect to each other. That's the first thing. And if children know and learn that at that early stage of their life, you can imagine how beautiful the world is going to be. If all these kids have these seeds in their behavior, in their personality, to respect each other, to have compassion, to have feelings, not to hurt anyone. And then you will see definitely, and I'm very positive, that that day is not that far out, where we can have that beautiful world to live together with harmony and love. And that's where this whole today's topic actually comes. GPS to spirituality, right? So we teach these kids, you should also, when you go home, ask your children, what do they do during the whole day? What is the best thing they did? What is the thing they feel proud that they did today, something good to someone in school? In the beginning, they will have hard time thinking, but then next day when they will go back to school, they will definitely try to think and do something good to other person. And come back to you and say that yesterday I couldn't figure out what I did to anyone, but today I have something to tell you. I did this thing that helped someone or that brought a smile to someone's face or that made feel good for someone. So then this one thing goes on and on and on and on and on, and kids will have a long list of things. It's same thing like in manifestation. When I thought you said first day, I say, okay, manifest 5 things. Okay, you say, no, I don't have 5 things. I have only one thing in my mind, which I need. I will manifest for that. But slowly, you will see your list will go like long and long and long, never lasting. We are all human beings. We all have our necessities. We all have our needs. But why we are sitting here? We are sitting here to cut down those needs. Cut down those needs because if we go after them, it will get longer. Once we connect with each other's soul, we are all sitting here. I feel like that we are all connected to the divine soul here, in some way or the other. Otherwise, you won't be sitting here. If you do not have this much interest in what we are talking here, you will not be sitting here. So that means we all have something common. And we should nurture her. We should nurture that soul connection with each other.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
Thank you.
I also believe that, it stems from all of us. When and where do you take a moment out of your daily life and just sit with yourself in quiet? Even if you're at the office, how do you maybe take a moment to go to the or to just fan out and go for a walk outside? Hug a tree, touch a tree, hug a tree. Because all too often, we don't have that many trees in certain areas of the city where we live and the nation. I started the Carry the Bay Foundation, and thank you, Dr. Jane, because it's always so beautiful when you have an organization where you're giving back to people, especially our children, because they are our future leaders of the world. But we also, as adults, have to be able to disconnect and be able to show up for our children from a place of warmth, from a place of patience, compassion, kindness, constantly. How do we not resent this? When we are going through certain circumstances and hardships in our life, how do we continuously show up with a smile on our face from a place of joy? It's one of the hardest things to do. So again, as adults, we have to be able to show up and practice that daily so that we were living it. It's a constant practice. Through the Carry the Bay Foundation, we have a wellness center, and we teach our children through our program ahimsa. I was going to say the Sanskrit word ahimsa, which means nonviolence. And we start from kindergarten, but we also have seniors class, and one of the yogis is actually here this evening. And we just teach you how to breathe. how to connect with the brain. When you connect with the breath, you're connected to actually calm down a little bit to hear you. Has anyone in here ever heard their heartbeat? It's a beautiful thing because you're instantly connected with your journey, which is your life. And I remember the first time I heard my heartbeat, I began to cry because I felt like, I'm really internalizing this body. And how beautiful is that? I had the opportunity to go to Brahma Kumaris and the Catskills with Sister Michelle Schimmel, who's here this evening, who invited me. And it was such a beautiful weekend. Journeying from the inside out. That was the name of the weekend retreat. And boy, did I journey from the inside out. I had the opportunity to meet my soul. It was beautiful. It was an orange light. That was the color of my soul. It scared me. And then it felt like the sun shining. And I was like, this is the light that I have to exude every single day. Where my husband lost his life, I get to continue living. So why not? Every person I meet, I always make sure I'm in the present moment. When I'm having an urgency because my 6-year-old son is having a meltdown, I make sure I go down to his eye level and I'm in the present moment. It's a constant, it's something that we all have to learn to do daily. That is the only way we'll be able to show up 100% living in the present moment. So I'm humbled and honored to sit here today and meet Sister ASHA, and for you to be able to bask us with your presence and your wisdom. I'm a person who's always learning, as life is the never-ending journey of experience, and our experiences is minute by minute, day by day, until we talk about this. And on our tombstone, that dash, the time we took our first breath to our last breath. What are you living? What are you doing? How are you showing up in the dash? That is your journey and your task. The dash. Make it a good one. And touch every being that has a heart that you can. Except mosquitoes.
Thank you all a lot. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and insights. Yes, Manshi?
Yes, I just want to share 2 experiences with these little divine souls where we were doing the activities. We do a lot of activities, my organization and Kumaris do together throughout the year. So when I was telling you that I was doing an activity on nonviolence in UN school almost 10 years back. And what we were teaching them that we should respect all the living beings, not only the human being, but all the living beings. There are 5 different kinds of living beings in the world. So when I said that this tree has, every all have different senses. The human is the only one who has 5 full senses. All other living beings, some has 1 sense, some has 2 sense, some has 3 sense, 4 sense. That's how we come up to the 5 sense human being. So when I was doing the circle time with these kids and teaching them that what is 1 sense and what is 2 sense living being, and I gave them an example that the tree is also a living being, right? There's a kindergarten girl sitting there on the wood table where we were doing the activity. And she got up right away from that table and she sat down on the floor, on the rug. And anyone can guess why? Can anyone guess why?
Tree had been
Yes. So she said, Dr. Jen, it's so sad. I don't want to sit on this table. I said, why? What happened? She said, no, this table was a one sense living being at some time, at some point. It was a tree. That's why I don't want to sit on this. I don't want to hurt this table. That was the one experience. The second one, we were doing Peace in the Park in Central Park, which is a beautiful event we do all day long. Brahma Kumaris are the lead one in that event. And I have my booth and where I do art and crafts and then the dialogues and meditation with the children specifically. One girl, she was 6 years old and they were traveling from Chicago. She came to our booth and we had the art paper, the crayons and things, and I said, oh, you want to do something? She said, yes. So she said, what is the theme? 6-year-old girl is asking me. So I said, this event calls Peace in the Park. And you know what she did? She drew a globe and she wrote peace in the world. She said, why peace in the park only? Why not peace in the world? And this is a 6-year-old girl. You guys can go on my website and see all those pictures and things are on there. It's IAF New York, USA website. Thank you, Sister Marvi. I'm so sorry to hold you back, but I really wanted to share these beautiful, touching experiences.
Thank you so much. So I will give first. Thank you for focusing and putting some light on the values both of you have put light, especially on compassion, kindness, and the values of the soul. And so we are really looking forward now to listen to hear Sister Asha now. So thank you, Mrs. Gabby and Dr. Jane. Today, now is the moment we all are to hear Sister from Asha. Sister Asha in the season. Sister Asha is a seasoned spiritual leader, an educator with over 50 years of experience in the Brahma Kumaris organization. Known for her dedication, wisdom, and orator skills, she has held various leadership roles, including the director of the Om Shanti Retreat Center in Delhi and a member of the Brahma Kumaris Management Committee. Sister Asha has traveled extensively spreading the message of peace and spirituality through conferences, workshops, and media appearances. She has also conducted meditation courses and leadership training programs for government officials and corporate executives. Her academic background includes an MA in sociology and a distinguished career as a lecturer. One of the torchbearers of Brahma Kumari, she has organized and coordinated several national and international UN projects as well. International Year for the Culture of Peace in 2000, Global Cooperation for the Better World in 1988, Million Minutes of Peace Appeal in 1986. Let's watch a video now. So I must say that, I have started my surrendered and dedicated journey to Broken with Sister Asha. She's been my great inspiration. So I don't want to talk much because we want to listen from her. Yes?
Yes.
Yes. Please, Sister Asha, please come. Take your seat on the stage. So the flower ones. You can say it back.
Om Shanti. Good evening. And how many of you got inspired? How many of you got hopeful? How many of you felt that if courage is there and values are there, anything can be possible? So, thanks, big thank you to both Dr. Mukherjee and Karen. I was also deeply touched. And this response to uncertainty triggers from inside, comes from inside, as to how we have nurtured, sustained, lived our life over the years. It is not something that something happens and we respond to it spontaneously. I'll be sharing a few things out of my experience
and also out of the experience of others. Now we are living in such a world where anything can happen to anyone at any time. Things are so fast moving, we are hardly able to keep pace with them. Things which we never expect happen. America has very harsh example, I would say, when the Twin Towers were down. Who expected it? Who expected it? It's an uncertainty. Such uncertainties we are handling every day. If you look at your daily routine also, you will find that there are uncertainties which you are handling. But when we talk from here, we talk at a broader level, and I would say have an optimist attitude. Uncertainties will come. You have to accept them. They will be there. Nowadays, you plan something, something goes wrong, and you're not able to do it. You want something, not able to do it. And if there is bigger kind of occurrence, uncertain kind of thing, what will you do? What will you do immediately? Watch the situation, assess the situation, and then plan how you will respond to it. I'm very optimistic, and my observation, my experience is uncertainties, they bring opportunities to us. Opportunities are one. To bring out from within what is lying latent with you, your qualities, your virtues, your values, those things which are lying latent, dormant, it gives an opportunity to make use of them. If we convert, have a positive attitude towards them, and look at them not as a challenge, not as something which is saying to me, now what will you do? No. But it's an opportunity thrown to me how I navigate through it. How I navigate depends on my certain habits, certain actions, certain the kind of thinking that I've developed, my mindset, my inner powers, and so on. Experience says when there is something outside, it seems to us difficult if we do not have power to face them. If we have internal power, it becomes easy to face the circumstances and situations. It comes to the point where we have to empower ourselves. How we do it, I'll come to this point a bit later. But there are a few things which I would like to Sharing number one, anything that happens, if I want to assess it properly, if I want to see it properly, understand it properly, then I feel that I have to see the things as they are. Instead of thinking too much, having my conditioned kind of thinking, or assuming, living by some assumptions, and then seeing the situation, it will bring a failure. If you want to see a situation properly, understand it first. And to understand it, it requires that I free my mind from all those turbulent thoughts which are occurring on seeing the situation. Become a detached observer, just as you watch a game going on. Similarly, watch the situation as a detached observer as though it is not happening with you, but it is happening with someone else. Then you will be able to assess the situation properly. And when we are able to assess the situation properly, understand it properly, free of all kind of conditions, oh, this has happened, earlier also it was like this, so I have to respond. That response may not be correct. Free yourself from preconditioned thinking. Free yourself from assumptions. Free yourself. Oh, this thing had happened so and so time. Again, it has happened. No. Take every situation individually, separately. At that time, situations were different, time was different, people were different, now it is different. We cannot respond to the situation the same way. Different. This is very essential to dissociate the self from all these kinds of mindsets. When you are a detached observer, you will be able to see the things as they are. And when you are able to see the things as they are, your response to it will be also appropriate. Another thing which has enabled us or which helps is out of box thinking. You remember when we were small children? In India, we do that. I'm sure in America also you must be doing it. Small children, we were given 9 dots and we were asked to join them. Do you have this in America? Yes? Yes. And what was the trick? What was the trick? Without lifting your pencil, you had to join all the 9 points. What was the trick? You have to go beyond those 9 points outside and then start joining. Remember? Similarly, our thinking, when we, if the problem is coming from a person, do I really understand the person? Or do I assess on the basis of my past experience? You will say, sister, past experience helps, no doubt. no doubt. Past experience helps. But past experience also becomes a hindrance in dealing with the person or the situation. Why? People change, situations change, times change. Do I also change? Do I change? I want to live with those 50 years back, those ideas, even to this day. The world has changed. Have I changed? We don't want to change. Let me tell you, when I was touring Europe and when I reached Switzerland, one of the topics for my talk was change who? Me? Change who? Me? All of us want others to change, but we don't want it. And the solution lies not in changing others. If you ask me frankly, ask yourself a question: can you change anyone? Tell me. Yes? No? Because it depends on person's sweet will whether she wants to change or not. You cannot change anyone. One of our sisters, senior sisters, she used to be always cheerful, happy. I asked her a question one day: Didi, how is it that you are able to keep yourself always happy, always cheerful? She said, Asha, I have never learned to listen that I can change anyone, and this is why I'm happy. So the change has to begin with me. I have to change my thinking, my mindset, my attitude, my response, and so on. Dear sisters and brothers, we are living in such a time, although we are independent, but what I feel is we are one family. Aren't you? We talk of one God, one world, one God, and this is one family. Do I really, supposing something goes wrong, and I'm not alone, out of my ego, maybe I do not want to take help from anyone, what the others will think. If I become proactive, possible, it seems, so this is one little story. It seems there was a big wooden log lying in the middle of the road. Father and son were walking. The son said, Father, shall I remove this log? I said, yes. Why not do it? He did it and was not able to move it. Father said, you have not applied full powers again. Did it? Again, he was not able to. Third time again, ultimately he did give up. Father said, you have not applied full energy, full effort, not made full efforts, not full energy, not full strength. I did everything. Then he said, you could have asked me, I was there with you. You could have asked me to help you. we have become so individualistic in our thinking that we hardly like to take the help of our people. I may not have all those qualities, but my neighbor may have. This quality of getting and giving is getting. If I start giving help to others, good wishes to others, what returns? Good wishes will return. And dear brothers and sisters, America believes in blessings. We believe in blessings. There's nothing more powerful than the give and take of blessings from each other. It is the blessings that come to our rescue. Maybe I'm a very wealthy person and you can put me in a very, very refined kind of an ICU when I get sick. But ultimately, what I have to go through is me. I have to have all those powers, all those that strength to face that disease. No one is going to come to us. But what comes to my rescue is the blessings. Blessings that I earned by my behavior, blessings that I received from others. When we return home, we calculate how much money I have earned today. Do I ever ask myself, how many blessings have I earned today? Blessings are those things which can make impossible things possible. Giving blessings and receiving blessings. Whenever we are faced with uncertainties, and they occur, what we require is the right kind of response to the situation, or in other words, right kind of decision has to be taken. Right kind of decision. What Tanner was saying. Right kind of decision at the right time. How this decision making can be better? If in my mind I have a lot of waste thoughts. If in my mind I have a lot of negative thinking, I started judging people. I started judging situations. And there's turbulence of thoughts in my mind, storm of thoughts in my mind. Can I take a right decision at the time? Spiritual GPS, I would call it godly power system. It tells us, free your mind from all this clutter. Think positive, powerful, purposeful. Do we ever watch our mind how it is working? We're sitting here. We're sitting here. How many times you have gone to your home and come back? It works so far. You're not taking your car. But you've gone and come back. It works so fast. And if we just watch our mind working, in fact, there are a number of thoughts arising, number of thoughts. And most of them I don't say negative because we don't like to think negative. Do we? I don't like to think negative. I have started believing that we are good people and we always think good. We think positive. Do you agree with me? Yes. We are not negative, we are not bad people, we are good people. But if not negative, waste is there. Waste is there. If something has happened yesterday, something wrong has happened, even my today goes waste. Keep thinking why it happened, it should have happened. So, or I get worried about my future. What will happen after that? What if I lose my job? What? These kinds of thoughts there. Wasteful thinking. My decision making, the GP says, decision making has to be made powerful. And this becomes powerful when I clear the clutter, clear the waste. Then comes the time when the right decision will be taken at the right time in the right way. To face uncertainty, need to make our decisions better. To make decisions better, we have to make our mind better. Then response will be okay. Another thing which I would like to share with you to face uncertainties is if I think negative, what comes back to me? Negative. I cannot expect positive in return. For my own good, for my own good, I have to take a decision. Then I will be thinking only positive and good for everyone. What we call in Hindi, Shubh best wishes for everyone. Apart from this, there is something what I'd like to share is 3A syndrome. There's a situation, if I'm able to avoid it, first A, if I'm able to avoid it, not confront it, avoid. Instead of getting unnecessarily involved, if through your positive supposing someone has showered abuses on you, someone is talking ill of you, one way is to respond to the person, talk to the person and settle the matter. Other way is just avoid. Let the person say what she or he wants. I am what I am. Rise above. Avoid conflict. Avoid confrontation. Sometimes we are not able to avoid. Can we alter the situation? Second way. Alter the situation? If possible, try to alter. And if you feel even that is not possible, then accept the situation. The third day. Instead of fighting inside, accept it. When you accept, you will adjust with it, accommodate it, adjust with it, and maybe later on you become more powerful and return to the situation to respond in a different, powerful way. Sometimes you are aware that armies have to make tactical withdrawal when they find that front is more powerful than what they have with them. they tactically withdraw, empower themselves, and then they go back. Similarly, when you feel the situation is very powerful and you're not able to face it, tactically withdraw yourself. Withdrawing does not mean to be a cowardice. No, it means that you are preparing yourself to go back. How do you prepare? There are a few things. One is self-introspection. Second is what we like to say, meditation. There is something which we call silence, traffic control of thoughts. Empower yourself. Look at yourself through self-introspection. Look at yourself. The situation outside is like this. Where am I weak? Where am I to work on myself? Empower yourself and go back. In this, meditation helps a lot. Meditation tells us to connect connect with the self. Meditation is not simply, I'll talk about it, but it is not simply sitting in silence, no. And meditation is a very active kind of an activity. What do? We look inside, check ourselves, talk to ourselves, see ourselves, introspect where I am. Global position system. This GPS tells you where you are, what the situation outside is and what you are. If I am able to see myself deeply and equip myself with godly power by connecting with the Supreme through meditation, with the relationship of the Father and the Son, remembering Him, I'm not alone, He is there with me, we are together, He is my guide, He is my force, He is my power. Mentally connect with Him and then make yourself powerful. When you make yourself powerful and go back, response will be better. And for this purpose, I would say, Sister, we talked to you about meditation. So, I would say, throughout the day, for meditation, you don't have to keep definite time that only at this hour I can do. No. Anytime. It is meditation simply love link with the Supreme. Loveful link with the Supreme. Loveful link means God is there, fine. But God is my Father. He is my Father. He is my teacher. He is my friend. He is my companion. I'm alone. No. You are there with me. So when I mentally connect the self with Him and practice this in my daily life, who is considered to be the ocean of love, ocean of purity, ocean of happiness, ocean of bliss, ocean of wisdom. By and by, you will find these, these qualities, they start showing up in our lives. And these things help us in facing the situation day in and day out. So I would say, be optimistic, look at the uncertainties, as an opportunity thrown to you so that you are able to bring out the best from within. And then practice those values, because these things do not just the situation where you're responding, it does not come just like that. We have to nurture, we have to sustain those beautiful qualities. They become our power. I say virtues become power. And when these powers are there, then nothing difficult seems to us in the outside world. There are lots and lots and lots of situations, and they're going to increase, it seems, because things things can happen anytime, anywhere. So in that, I have to keep myself stable inside. When I'm uninfluenced and unaffected by what goes around, uninfluenced, if I get influenced by what is happening outside, I will lose my power. Oh, it is more powerful. You have so much influence, you start thinking that I'm a weak person and I will not be able to respond. No, you are what you are. Similarly, unaffected. If someone is saying anything, someone's situation is becoming very troublesome, very difficult, and I start shaking, again I will not be able to respond properly. So this is what is said by Stephen Covey, I think. Whenever anything happens, look inside where I can equip myself, what I can change, what I have to transform. When the attention is on the self, then the things are better outside to deal with. So these were a few thoughts which I wanted to share, and if there is anything I'd like to answer. Okay. Thank you very much, Marsha.
So, do you remember everything she has shared? Yes? About blessings, about 4A syndrome, right? About being a detached observer, about the power of meditation. What did she mention about GPS? God, godly power system. So we have to connect and make these virtues alive in the soul. Right? So many wonderful points. I hope you're taking a lot from Sister Asha's talk. But I'm not sure what's the time now, but we will do some meditation. But does anybody have any question to ask Sister Asha? Any question that's connected to what she has just mentioned? Shared? Everyone is content? Yes. Good. That's very good. So shall we do some meditation now? Yes.
How many of you have been to India? Okay. And how about the rest? So those who have been to India and those who have not been to India, all of you are welcome to come to India. Yes. It is a nice country, although not like America. Not like America, but it is a nice country. People are good. People are nice. People everywhere are good. People everywhere are good. Human beings are basically good people. We are all good people. We are not weak people. We are powerful people. we are powerful and we are able to handle everything. Possible? Possible, we are able to handle everything powerfully. Possible? And we could act. Meditation has become a necessity, let me tell you. Earlier, it was a hobby. It was a status symbol. But now, meditation has become a necessity. Sister will tell you about
So, what Sister Asha has shared about silence, I think I'll take that point as the basis for this meditation. So, a few moments, let us all become very present. Allow the mind and intellect slow down. Let all the physical senses slow down. And as I slow down, I can feel my heartbeat. I can feel the silence in my senses. And I go a step ahead now and just watch my mind as my senses are calming down. I watch my mind. Let the mind also slow down. Slow down all the thoughts of rushing out. What's next? And as I slow down my thoughts, I can experience the silence of the soul. In the center of the forehead. I am a being of silence. And this silence is powerful. I am a powerful, silent being of light. In this silence, I experience the intellect to be stable, a stable intellect. In this silence, my thinking is very clear. I can make powerful decisions. I take this power of silence as my GPS to navigate through all the uncertainties of life. And just not in this moment, but I will carry this silence as I leave this room, as I continue my journey with other tasks and actions. A complete, deep moment of silence. Om Shanti. Let us thank Sister Asha with the gesture of silence. You know what is gesture of silence? A beautiful way. So, before we end this evening, how can we forget our beautiful singer, Priya Roy? Let me take a moment to quickly introduce Priya Roy. Priya Roy is a New York City-based performer and producer. She has training and performance experience in classical music, dance, and theater for over 10 years in over 10 countries, including India, Bangladesh, France, Switzerland, Kenya, Thailand, the UK, and the US. And as an artist and academic, her work explores love, identity, belonging, and healing. She combines performance and theory to entice us to enjoy the pleasures of life while healing from the prickly pains. She regularly performs in NYC with her jazz soul band, produces immersive concerts, and teaches trauma-informed yoga and guided meditation with live music. Her debut album, Beloved, which explores the journey of healing through love and music, will be released next year. So let us give a hand to our beautiful singer, Priya Roy.
Thank you so much. It's such an honor to be here today. I'm sure everyone can relate that I think we all needed a night like this and to hear such words of wisdom from our speakers. Thank you, Sister Asha. Thank you. I'm ready. Flying high, you know what I mean. Sun in the sky, you know what I mean. Breeze drifting on by, know what I mean. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling fish in the sea. You know what I mean. River running free. You know what I mean. Lost song on the trees. You know what I mean. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. I'm feeling dragonflies out in the sun. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. No sleep in peace when the day is done. That's what I mean. And this whole world is a new world and a bold world for me. And I'm feeling good. Stars when you shine, you know what I mean. Santa Claus, you know what I mean. Oh, freedom is mine, and I know what I mean. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling
Thank you. Feeling good. So everyone is feeling great? Yes? After listening to all our wonderful speakers and of course Sister Asha. So I just want to express my deep gratitude to all of you for being here this evening. And of course, Sister Asha, Trinell Gabe, and Dr. Nita Jain, thank you so much for being here. And tomorrow morning, also, Sister Asha will be at the Queen Center. So, in the morning for a spiritual session. And I have an announcement about the Brahmakumaris Meditation Center in Queens is starting Raj Yoga Foundation course from September 16th, and it will go on for 2 weeks. And also please join us for our beautiful celebration of 25 years anniversary at Peace Village Learning and Retreat Center in Catskills. So it's been 25 years, and we will be celebrating this weekend and next weekend. On September 7th, you all are invited to come to our retreat center in the Catskill Mountains. So thank you one and all, and let us take one deep moment of silence as we close this evening with a traditional a way of thanking and also a meditative moment, I must say. That is, Sister Asha will offer to all of us something we call as Toli and blessing. So you all will be receiving that in a moment. So let's just take one moment of silence, and I'm sure you all are carrying all this beautiful energy with you tonight. Yes?
Yes.
Great. Let's take a moment. As Sister Rena will bring Toli and blessings. And just before you leave the hall, please do take some refreshments. There are some refreshments available for all of you. Yes. So I would like to invite Dr. Neeta Jain. Please come. Chanel. Yes, please come and take it. It's a picture perfect moment, memory. Stand. Come. Thank you, and let us start. Maybe you can actually first take a photo in. And as you leave, remember you have some refreshments you can collect. So just wanted to mention, that Sister Asha gave you all an invitation to come to the retreat center in India as well. So it's a beautiful center. You all watched it. It's in Delhi, Gurgaon. So go for it. So we can start from here. Please come and take your
Shanti is peace. I am peaceful. And we are extending our peaceful vibrations and our love towards the celebration of 25 years of service at Peace Village. My good wishes, congratulations again to all those who have been serving and all those who have been served and further extending the message. So all our good wishes for your anniversary. Om.
You know Arthur? He's like very, very good. He hasn't been well. He got he fell and hit his head. I spoke to him 2 days ago. Well, he had one at the Long Island Multi-Faith celebrating 30 years. a month ago. And so he was at the hospital. And he's home now.
Actually, in matter for everything was happy. Actually, in matter for everything was happy.